Oh, okay. Hi, I'm Annika. So, I've been on the team for 3 years, and I'm a sophomore. So, yeah.
All right.
Okay, I'm Maribel. I'm a senior. I have been running for 3 years for cross country, and I will be going to Middlebury College next year.
Hi, I'm Charlotte. I've been running cross country for 3 years, and I'll be going to Trinity College Dublin next year.
I'm Madeline. I've been running since freshman year, so 4 years, and I'll be going to McGill University in the fall.
And Conrad, how long have you been coaching at GFS?
I've been coaching at GFS I'll be starting my 5th year this year, so past 4 years.
Okay, really cool. Yeah, so again, we have the GFS, Germantown Friends School, girls XC team with us here today from just outside Philadelphia. My name's Pat Donnelly, counselor at Running Works, and we also have Sam with us today.
Hi.
Sam Stapleton. So we really excited to have the GFS girls and Conrad with us today. They had a really great regular season and then capped off with an awesome race at the Robert Kiesling meet down in South Jersey. So before we talk a little bit about how that season went for them, we were kind of hoping to hear maybe expectations and what everyone was thinking about what they could accomplish and when Kiesling came into that plan and what goals were for something like Independent States or Nike Cross Regional. So we'd love to hear from you guys about, kind of what you thought going into the season you could accomplish.
So I guess I'll start it off. So this group sort of has seen a transformation in the team. When they started out, we had one runner on the team that was highly competitive, Griffin Kalbach. She was a counselor at Running Works this year. So those who know Griff, shout out to Griff. We all love Griff. But then we had a bit of a drop right after that. And this team has sort of come around to building back up to a point where we could be really competitive again. And in our league, we have Friends Central School, which for those of you that don't know, they are ridiculously deep. If you look at indoor nationals, you will see how they just, I think they had a sub 12 DMR this year. They were just a really solid squad. So that was our main competition throughout the regular season. And our goal going into the year was we wanted to perform as best as we could at the FSL meet, which is our league championships. But we were really focusing on extending our season out and really throwing down something nice at the regional meet up in New York at Bowdoin Park. So Kiesling kind of came into the equation because our state meet is about 5 weeks before the Nike regional meet. So we have this giant block of kind of nothingness, and we wanted to find some way to maintain some sort of racing consistency. So we just didn't, go in that other direction where you kind of just start falling off of your student workouts. So I had to send out a million different emails. That was the only meet legitimately that weekend that was even willing to accept us. So shout out to the meet director for letting us do it. But this team was really coming about to realizing how competitive we could be, how good they can be. And I think they more than lived up to what the expectations were for the season. They had a really strong performance at our league championships. They performed well at every meet prior to that, all the other smaller invites that we had. They ran well at our state championships. Obviously, Bob Kiesling was a great race for us. We didn't have our full starting 7 that day. And having no knowledge of what the course was, aside from a really simplistic walkthrough on my part, which was more like pointing. Aside from the other issues with what team's starting first and what team's not starting first, all that scenario, I think if we were at full steam that day, they probably would have been able to eke that one out and get the W there. But yeah, all in all, the expectations were high, and I think the girls lived up to the expectations that we had.
That's really cool. That's really good to hear. Yeah, that was a really fun day watching you guys at Kiesling. how did you girls feel, maybe individually or as a team? Your expectations. We have 3 seniors here today. How did you feel coming into your final fall with the Tigers? Did you have similar expectations that Conrad was talking about?
Yeah, I did. So I've been on the team since I was a freshman, and so I was on the team when Griffin was there, and then so I've kind of been there for that whole transformation that's gone on, and I think it was really exciting to see when like my junior year, so last year, we for our league championship we lost our league championship by 1 point, so we kind of had I think that for me was one of the first times, that was my first year on varsity, that like I think I knew it was definitely time to step up and that we were capable of a lot more than I had realized in years past, for sure. And so I think for my senior season in particular, I worked a lot on like my race mindset and tried to figure it out, just kind of like to maximize the performance I had. And I think that mindset was definitely the same as at least what I felt for our team as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I came in as a sophomore. I had run winter track as a freshman, but like I did not like it. And then I sort of was like sucked into the whole program because I loved my teammates. And then I like figured out that I actually kind of liked running in the end. But my junior year was pretty tough for me. I got sick, and it was just like a tough year racing wise and just like health wise. So I was really more focused on just like, staying healthy during the fall season. And I knew that my build, like what I was aiming for was really the end of my season. And I think for me, my expectations were really just to put the team first, as I sort of had been trying to do, but just to really not focus on necessarily where I was at or like what I was finishing. I obviously had goals, but I thought for me, it was much better for me to just say, I want the team to do well. I want to focus on the team. That way I didn't put a lot of like pressure or stress on myself, and I could just focus on making sure that I was healthy and making sure I was doing everything that I could, because in turn I knew that would help my team. And so I was lucky that it ended up resulting in I ended up having a pretty good season. But I definitely think that, as Madeline said, going into this, it was much more just like focusing on mindset going into races. I think for us, we had always been this team that was just like not very good, and then we sort of became good. But it's tough when you're in a league that has national champions in it, because you just sort of always come second. And that never feels great. And so I think as a team, we really tried to focus on just like everyone is an integral part of this team. And like with that, like working hard is really important, whether or not you're on the varsity 7, whether or not you're top in the 7, it just like, it doesn't matter. It's like everyone had to keep showing up and working hard. And so I think that really ended up helping us. I think, especially at the end of our season, when you've been training for so long and you're starting to lose steam, it's just like you have your teammates there. Even when, like Conrad said, we didn't have our full 7 all the time, especially at the end of the season.
Man, this is a team that's all about each other. This is really cool. And I could kind of tell, just like talking from Conrad a little bit, you guys were a really good team, like close, and you cared about each other. But yeah, I think when you make that like your top priority, then everything kind of works out. You just put the team ahead of everything else. That's really cool to hear. We have the PVI coach is watching right now. He just said that you guys ran really well at Keesling. So he sounds like he said, one of the coaches said you guys did really well that day. So we'll hop into it a little bit more soon. But yeah, even South Jersey knew you guys had a really good day, and only a couple points away from winning. So Coach Conrad just kind of mentioned that, actually, and I don't think I knew much about that. But did you, maybe Conrad can explain this a little bit more? But did you not have your top 7 runners that day?
We didn't. So when you sort of say how you can tell the team is very much into sort of one another, and that's something that we make a focus on, that everyone has and it contributes to the success of the team and in their own way. And as part of that, it's kind of also like respecting what people do outside of the team. And so after the state meet, if someone in the top 7 has college essays they want to focus on, it's not a sort of scenario where we're like, you have to fight through it. It's like, okay, that's the commitment is up to PESA, so to speak, and then we call everything else postseason. Normally, most of the runners go all the way through the postseason. sometimes they don't. I thought, building off of what Madeline and Maribel said, I thought Bob Keesing was going to be a really great opportunity for this team to actually see how good they are, because they, as you constantly go against Friends Central, and they have a club team that sort of fuels them. A year ago they get a 2:08 half miler that sort of there you go, and then they have another 2:10 half miler that comes in. It's like, okay, it's hard to compete against a squad that gets finished, products coming in as freshmen each year. And I looked at Bob Keesing and I was like, I think this is going to be a great opportunity for these girls to really see, like, you are a really good team. And when you go up against competition from somewhere else, outside of our, Pennsylvania nook, they would really get to experience that. And so that was the other reason, kind of like, all right, we don't have our 7, but I don't think it matters. I think we can still go to Bob Keesling, and I still think we can go and win that meet.
Cool, that's awesome. So, yeah, coming off trying to go outside your comfort zone, you're in a new state, you're at a new course. Maybe you have almost your whole team, but not quite. Girls, how did it feel? Going into a race where you wanted to end your season really well? You wanted to end on a high note. Your season, regular season at least, and then you just didn't really know the course, but you all still ran really, really well. Like, what was that like that day? Can you guys describe it for us?
I know at first it was sort of stressful because I will never forget that we were running around and we were all in the bathroom, and I got a phone call from one of the boys on our team that was like, "You're racing in 20 minutes," and we were like, "We haven't started warming up yet. What do you mean we're racing in 20 minutes?" And so we're all like, "Okay, we gotta go," and we start running, and I get another phone call, and it's the same boy, and he's like, "No, just kidding. You're racing at your original time." So we all stop in our tracks and are like, "Okay, cool, never mind." And then I get another call 2 minutes later. It's like, "No, you're actually racing in 30 minutes." And I think that in a lot of ways, I think our team, this is something I think very characteristic of GFS. We tend to overthink things sometimes, and I think we all, between the 4 of us, can get caught in our heads about the race and the mindset and who's on the line and things like that. And I think what was actually really good about Bob Keesling is we didn't know anyone there. We didn't know what was happening with the course. And even more than that, we didn't have any time before the race to psych ourselves out. So when we got on the line, I remember throwing my watch off and being like, "Okay, we have to go." I'm not even ready to race. And I think it actually benefited. I think it really benefited our girls team because it was just an opportunity for us to sort of take off the gloves and just see what we could do, because none of us had the time to sort of psych ourselves out. And I felt like for me that was really beneficial, and I think for a lot of members of our team, it actually ended up sort of resulting in a good day, even if it was stressful in the beginning.
That's so funny. We have on our chat is C-Slick, who's the PVI coach, and he just asked. He just wanted to know how was it adjusting to I remember that as well. They kind of last minute switched boys and girls. Did anyone else feel that way? That it was kind of, oh my god, all of a sudden we're racing in a couple of minutes. That's so funny that, sometimes it's almost like you don't have any chance to psych yourself out. Did anyone else feel that way?
I definitely felt that way. I'm definitely not the most strategic runner at any point in time. My priority is just kind of running and not stopping. And I definitely don't think about I need to beat this girl at this point in the race or anything like that as much as probably a lot of other people do. But I think it was kind of nice just to have to sort of go straight into the race, without really thinking about it too much, just because of out of necessity. I think that definitely kind of helped me because it meant that I wasn't trying to focus on so many things when I was, getting ready to start running, because I think that can be kind of overwhelming sometimes. Mm-hmm. I just kind of was like, all right, I have to run. Let's just go do it and, see what happens. And I think it's kind of nice to have races like that where you don't have to strategize so much.
That's funny, yeah.
And I know the boys team, I don't know who I was talking with, Bob, but they were saying that, I think, our boys team didn't necessarily, perform as well as people sort of anticipated. They still won, and, people still ran really great, but especially in our 7. And I think I was talking about this, they have a massive legacy, our boys team at GFS, and our girls team, as Conrad said, sort of has had a dip in the past couple of years, and we're trying to get back there. And I know Annika and, underclassmen will keep working on that. But I think a lot of this race for us was just sort of an opportunity to just, see what we could do. We're not on Belmont where if you go out too fast, you're going to pay the price, or we're not on, it's not Friends League where we need to be tactical. It was really great where everyone could just go out and see what happens. And, I'm sure Annika will say, she made a wrong turn and it was okay. It was sort of just
not just one. many wrong turns in that one.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, it was definitely an interesting experience for me. I've been running for a pretty long time. Belmont has been like my home course forever. But for me, I get really psyched out about people on the line. And I think going to a new place that we had only heard stories from Conrad. Like, we didn't really know what we were getting into. And in PA, we've got some pretty bad officials. Not to trash on officials, but PIAA officials are not the most fun. I always dread going to PIAA meets. Those are not fun. But, these officials were yelling at me as I made wrong turns, not because they wanted to guide me, because they were mad at me. That's definitely an experience I will remember, but it was also it was a fun day. And I think our team, like everyone's saying, it was a super fun and, kind of nurturing experience where all of us felt really connected, and I felt really happy about what had happened.
Cool.
Yeah.
I had personally had a pretty bad race that day. In the moment, it felt really awful. After the first mile, my stomach was hurting a lot. I had to stop for a second, which I never do. And I sort of picked myself back up and got going. And I remember I was so upset after that race. But I was very lucky in that, again, like Conrad was saying, our team, the sort of team culture and the team aspect is really important. And for me, what was really important about that day was that that very much was reaffirmed for me, because I had this kind of just truly upsetting race because they just felt awful and it was really hard and all that. But I crossed the line and I go and sit down and I feel so bad, and Maribel and Charlotte run over to me and they're helping me out. And so, for me, it was a really good day for the team in terms of standing and placing and all that stuff. But, I was really happy that on a bad day where in the moment it felt really awful, but when I look back, it's very nice because I have very lovely teammates who are there to help me. There was also one of those days where, I had this moment where I was talking to Conrad after it. I had one of the worst case scenario races of you feel so sick, what do you do in a race? And for me, having done this for a long time, it was a good benchmark of okay, I've come really far. Because would I have done that freshman year? Who knows? I like to think that I would, but it made me feel that was definitely one where being with the team and being oh, I want to get back in it because, I know that my place does matter, all that thing, it definitely helped me get through that and realize that I was tougher than I thought. And that was also the team aspect of it.
I actually feel the confusion of the, where you were supposed to go in the course kind of made me feel we were all in it together. I remember when Conrad was doing the walkthrough at the beginning, I was with another girl on the team who's not here, but we just turned to each other at one point and we're we are not going to remember any of this. And so, but I wouldn't have been able to get through it without Maribel because we were pretty much running the whole thing together. We were both just well, we'll just go and figure it out and see what happens. And that ended up working out. So it was kind of a fun thing to try.
There were definitely times when I wanted to turn to Charlotte and be where are we going? Which we do sometimes do when we're at dual meet. I can tell you, sometimes I do turn to Charlotte and I'll never forget a dual meet. Conrad's you guys look great, and me and Charlotte look to each other and we're he's lying. I feel terrible right now. And we're on Belmont at the time. We played rock, paper, scissors for who has to go up parachute first. And I just remember on this course, you just run down and up a ditch at one point. Why is that part of it? And, what? What does that mean?
You get that hill and
do that.
I have to interject. It is crazy. As an athlete and as a coach, it is crazy that you didn't know where you were going. That's crazy. I just think
we tried to do. We had no time to do a legitimate course walkthrough or anything like that, and there was an official there that basically told them, "Don't worry about it. The course is well marked." What? And I was and so I'm telling Angel and Callie, I'm Angel, you need to stand right here. She goes, "Why?" I was you have to stand right here. These girls are definitely. Everyone's going to get lost. This course is marked horrendously. You have that square when you go around the middle school that for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah.
All these like random things, and then on top of that, they're so used to running on courses where there's a hill or something, like there's some sort of challenge to it. And I'm like, this course is super flat. It's super flat and super fast. And they're like, what? And then they actually like are seeing it like, oh wow, this is like really flat, but it's just so poorly marked. It's horrifically marked. Like I'm amazed they didn't get lost more.
Pretty flat. I just think it's so crazy. You came within 3 points of winning, and it was to not know the course is really. How do you plan when you're kick? How do you plan anything? How do you? I don't know how you guys did that.
You can't. I mean, well, the last like 800 meters is just flat as can be. You have that whole like downhill, like little bit like momentum for 200 meters before you hit that track.
I think a good question would be: do any of you remember where the 800 meters to the finish line is?
It's when you go around the tree and then you get popped out on the path. I remember I went out terribly fast in that race because I was supposed to stay with these Pulse 6 girls, and I went out and I was like, they're going too slow. I'm faster. And they caught me, and it did not work in the end. I still ran like a decent race, but by the end there, I will never forget one of our coaches, Grayson, was standing there and was like, you're so close, but we're like, you can do this. And I just remember, I was like, oh no, like this is not good. And I popped up on the track, and Conrad was like, Maribel, you're going to break 21. Like, you can do this. And I was like, I don't know how this last 300 is going to go. Like, thank God Charlotte was behind me because I, like, would not have been finishing that fast without someone close to me.
I had a similar experience because I was at that point in the race where I was like, this needs to be done soon. And I saw Sydney, one of our other coaches, and she was just like, Madeline, you just have to go now. And so I just was like, okay, we're just going to throw caution to the wind and just go. So that last 800 meters, I was just kind of like, let's hope this works out well. And it was, I had a similar thing where like Conrad was like, you're very close to PRing. I didn't PR, but I was very close to it. And so that was one of those like, just because the thing is like I think that we race a lot of courses like Belmont where like you can kind of see the finish from like that whole last mile, and so you're so used to being like, okay, I can build up to here, I can go now. And this one I was just sort of like, I don't know how this ends, I just need to like trust and go and hope it works out.
That's funny. It's a quick course for sure. I would actually really like to hear, so we have a really fun game of a Kahoot coming up, but I would really like to hear, so Annika was leading the race and then won the race. What was it like to be up in the front and not really even know where to turn? And then I think your coach Conrad said you had made a wrong turn at some point. Can you talk to us what that was like?
Right out the gate, like we had started the race, I was like Maribel said, it was super rushed. So it was just like, we're throwing off all our stuff. It's freezing cold. Like, there's frost on the ground. It was not fun. I was not into it. But, we get started, and I'm just like, okay, I know where I can finish in this race, and if I really, can do what I think I can do, I'll be able to achieve my goal. So, right out the gate, I was like, okay, someone might come with me for the first mile, but I think I can take those last 2 miles in. So, out of the gate, I was just there. Like, no one, I don't know. I immediately, that start is just a straight shot to an official. First turn, I went the wrong way.
Oh, no.
And I had to loop around. It was a disaster.
The baseball? The baseball fence, right? You went the wrong way?
And I didn't know that I had to turn left, so I turned right.
You Pennsylvania folk.
Well, yeah, maybe. I don't know. But
okay, sorry. Keep going.
It was interesting because then, these 2 officials are like, what are you doing? Turn! And, I knew that my teammates were behind me like, oh my God, what is she doing? So, I turned, then it's just pretty much, I don't remember it very clearly, but, then the next turn, I'm pretty sure I made another wrong turn. I'm pretty sure I went, on the wrong side of a fence or something.
Oh, no.
So I literally had to turn around and go back. So it's definitely interesting. But by the time we got into those woods, I was then like, okay, I can take this. I know people are out there on the course that I know are going to be like, hey, don't do that. So from there, I was like, okay, I can take this, I can go. And, you know, I was feeling really good. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to say at that point. So, you know, I had a goal in mind. I wanted to PR, and I did. So it was nice to also win a race and celebrate with my team afterwards. My first mile split interview, super awkward. I don't know. It's just like,
I highly recommend you watch it. There's some fun happening in
Everyone should watch that.
Everyone should watch the interview.
Thank God my team was there, or else it just would have been something I would never watch again, or like try and get removed. But you know, it was a fun experience. It's one of the first races I had won on a cross country course since my first big meet with the team. So it was really a fun experience because I felt really good about myself afterwards, but also I felt really good about, you know, the team and our kind of like, you know, you've heard us talk about it, but the way that this team really like bonded and felt super together afterwards. And you know, it's definitely a race I'll remember, not only because of the yelling officials, but because of how much fun I had. And that's why I really love cross country and I love this team. So yeah.
Well, that's really cool. Yeah. Sounds like
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Maribel. Sorry.
She put it really well. She's like she had like an amazing day personally, and like it was so fun to watch Annika run this race, and for me, like I was lucky, like I had a really great day personally. It was like one of the first times I had PR'd in over like 2 years. It was just like a really great day for me. But I think like Annika puts it so well that like it would have just been like, so much less exciting had I not had my team there. And like I will never forget Annika, like literally I crossed the line, she had her arms already open for me, ready for me to like stumble and fall in, and Charlotte comes in right after, and you know, we're waiting for Matt to cross the line, we're waiting for everyone to come across the line, like ready to pick them up. And I just think like I found this spring too, even when I was doing like, you know, or test efforts or whatever, whether they went well or poorly, I just always was like, this is just so much worse because my team isn't here. Like, even when you do well, it's just like there's no one there. Like, it's so much less fun when you can't enjoy it with your teammates. And I think that, like, Bob Kiesling was a really good day because I think, like Madeline said, for people that didn't necessarily have amazing races, I think they were able to relish in how well the team did, and that, like, we were really, like, there as a unit. And I think that people that had great individual days just got, like, to enjoy that so much more because everyone there was, like, really excited for them. And I just think, like, that was just like a really nice day, and I think it was really fun, at least for me, to have that experience. And then we got to watch the boys race, and it was just, you know, it was just a fun day, I think, for all of us, because whether you did well personally or not, like the team was just like, it was really cohesive. It's one of my favorite moments from cross country. We had to fill out a form for as seniors, and that was like one of my favorite moments that I chose just because it was just such a fun time.
That's so cool. I mean, that's really great to hear, just to have you guys come over from Pennsylvania. Like, Conrad's been a good friend of mine for a while now, and yeah, I know I was excited to watch you guys race and do so well, and it was just it's kind of nice to hear also that you felt that way too. This is clearly like a really close team. You guys care about each other, and I don't know, just it's really nice, and I guess to have a couple seniors here too. You guys are clearly like a really nice team. This makes me happy.
Well,
okay.
We also got probably the best compliment that you can get at any meet, where as they're running, there's people. Well, we won't name names, but there was just people spectating who were basically cursing our existence at the meet. And I remember telling the girls and the boys as well, is like the best compliment you can get going to a meet is where people don't want you there. I was like, that was like a nice little little pep in our step. I was like, all these people are mad that we're here. This is the best thing in the world. Mm-hmm. Especially when I got chewed out by somebody. That was like, I came back with a huge smile on my face. That was like my favorite moment. I was like, this is amazing. I was like, our existence is paining this person this much that they got to yell at me. Oh, it's fantastic. Absolutely the best. I remember telling each of them that I was like, this is the ultimate compliment you can get in cross country. Is is for people to not want you there. And there were also people there that said, like, wow, your girls look great. And I was like, well, and they're like, you're doing a great job. I was like, I didn't do anything. They're the ones out there running and just killing it right now for one another. But that's what I always remember that from the meet was just like the unbridled hostility. It's like, that Germantown team from PA shouldn't be here. This is a South Jersey meet. It's like, I am kind of South Jersey, though, so just throw that out there.
True.
There is
okay.
just the South Jersey. I got the bona fides.
You guys are tough. That's interesting. Did anyone else that day feel like, well, just what Coach Conrad said? Anyone feel like they weren't? I hope South Jersey wasn't like that, but did anyone feel like they felt a little out of place? I guess.
Charlotte was there with me when we both finished. We finished right around a group of Paul 6 girls, and they were super nice. We said, great race, kind of what you do at the end of a race.
Mm-hmm.
And it must have been a couple minutes later that the coach comes up to us, and he's basically like, can you guys stay in PA? Your team is actually good. Can you guys please stay in Philadelphia? And, of course, I had just raced, so I'm like, yeah, okay. And just, walk away because I'm not thinking clearly. And I remember I told Conrad later, he told me to respond with some expletives, but I will not repeat that. But he was very much so that's the nicest thing a coach can say to you is that they don't want you to come back.
And, yeah, that's maybe it was in jest. C-Slick is watching us, and he says that he was very welcome to have you guys. He thought you guys ran awesome. So I just want to say there's a Paul the 6 coach is watching us, and he says he thought you guys ran really well that day. So No,
he was very. I mean, he was clearly just joking, but I was so taken aback because had just raced, and I was like,
yeah.
What do I I don't know what to say, and I just wasn't processing, and I went back and told Charlotte, and Charlotte was just like, yeah, good, yes,
yeah.
And we were just like, okay.
It's that's a really big day for everyone, in South Jersey, out South Jersey. So, but cool. Well, yeah, I mean, you guys almost won it, and you didn't have a full team. So really fun day. I hope you guys come back again to Keithleen.
I hope they invite us back. I feel like if we come back there's going to be, especially on the boys' side, there might be a mutiny.
Now, it is an open invitation. I think South Jersey knows that. This is not a sectional meet. I think it would be really nice to have you guys again. I hope.
That's good because it looks like we're going to have another 5-week block between states and Nike regionals
Come
again.
hang out,
so
dude. I mean, Iron.
We might have to make another visit back to the old Delsey stomping grounds.
Come over. Iron sharpens iron, man. We all want to get faster. So I would like to wrap up and kind of hear about, especially our 3 seniors, what they're doing in the next year. But before we do that, I sent out a survey to our 4 girls and to Coach Conrad and asked them a few personal questions, and we're about to play a Kahoot game where they try to guess each other's answers, and we can find out who here is the best teammate or the best coach. So if Sam is our tech, she does everything. So if Sam's
I just love how I got roped into being the techie here. Am I able to share the screen still? Did you give?
I think so. If not,
you need to.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
I gotta do something.
Mm-hmm. You have to enable me to share the screen so that the girls can see the questions.
Okay, let's go. I'll figure that out probably.
So, girls, I'm pretty much in I'm going to just share my computer screen with you guys so that you can just do it right from your cell phones. You don't have to try and look at the live stream and do that. So, and then the kids will be able to see.
Wait, you need a cell phone to play Kahoot?
You don't need. I mean, you need a computer. You have to be able to log on.
Oh. Hold
on.
on.
I've never used Kahoot.
I have no idea what I'm doing right now.
All right, I'll walk you through it.
Who here uses Kahoot in your classrooms?
All right, so you have to go to Kahoot.it. So KAHOOT.it.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And then a 9-digit code is going to pop up in the left-hand corner in just a second, and then that's what you're going to put in, okay?
Okay.
So Okay, so can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So
73 players.
This code right here is what you have to put in.
Got it. Oops. Boom. Look at that. I'm a quick study.
That's the squad.
All right, so let me try and see if I can get this.
Can you make your screen smaller?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing now.
Okay. But everything looks good. Does anyone here think they're the best teammate? They know the most about their teammates? Annika?
Simon.
Simon's the best teammate. He'll know everything, I'm sure.
Oh, okay. We've had this before. So someone that wasn't on the call, if they're your teammate and you don't mind,
That's one of our teammates.
he's a teammate.
Let him play ball. Let him play ball.
All right, let's go.
We have other people joining.
Well, yeah.
It's fine. I don't care.
Let's go, Simon. Good luck.
All right, so is everybody in?
I'm in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I try to make this screen fit as much as possible. There we go. I think
It looks better. I think it looks better. That was good.
Okay. All right, here we go. So there are 9 questions.
Okay.
9 questions. Let's go.
That was a decent. I will say that is a decent guess. I'm realizing now I picked a very specific workout, and I don't think that was good.
Obviously, I was wondering.
Yeah.
If
Are you kidding me?
I was wondering if Maribel had said the same thing as me because I know that's one of your favorite workouts. I guess.
I know, but that was the thing. Like, I'm telling you, some of your answers, I was like, "Whoa! Like this is very in detail." This work, like, I was like, I can't fit that in the question. All right.
Oh yeah. Whoa. Wait. Do you get time scored too?
Losers.
Yeah. You never play Kahoot?
If you don't answer,
Oh,
Do you guys not know how Kahoot works? Come on, Conrad.
dude. Come
Conrad
on,
does
man.
it.
I'm like 3
Conrad
years old.
does it. All right, here's the next one. What is Maribel's least favorite workout?
Can I vote for myself? I'm doing it.
You can vote.
I think.
Oh yeah, you can. If you're one of the
I mean,
answers.
you should know.
Maribel, I wonder if we have the same least
Wait.
favorite workout.
No, you wouldn't have picked the other one.
It's one of my favorite workouts. I'm hoping it's
Oh.
one of her.
I think we picked the same answer for her.
Let's see. You know me, Conrad.
Crap, I got it wrong. Damn it. I know.
What is a split 400?
Did you start in the 3000s?
I said thousands.
No, I said 4.
I went 2s, but split 4s are 2s.
What are split 4s?
Thousands because she hates doing thousands. Whenever we would have to do them for cross country.
That's true.
So wait, what is a split 400? So you're saying it's a 200?
So it's like a 200, 30 seconds rest, 200, 800 race pace. And
Oh, I
you
like
do sets of that.
It's terrible.
But
Sounds terrible.
they end
It's
up going
beautiful.
faster than
Not
800
bad.
race pace for most of them.
Minimal rest.
Yep.
Love a good minimal rest workout. I love it because I don't have to do it. I'm the coach. Obviously, it's terrible.
Oh,
That one hurt me. That hurt me bad.
yes, sure did.
Oof.
Simon's still in last though.
Simon,
Nope,
where's
I am
Simon?
Monica.
All right, who loves Running Works waffles?
Someone likes that. Ew.
Yeah, I'm telling
That's
you.
not
these
Conrad.
answers are great.
It's definitely not me.
I think I know who it is by process of elimination.
Crap. If you're talking, then I got it wrong.
Yay!
Well, she likes that was a joke. Butter. The weird like lard butter that they give you. No, okay. So we started the GFS snack page, and this was the post. GFS yums for runs.
Yeah, that's where we post our favorite meals, and Running Works is always on there.
Oh yeah.
Actually, that's the entirety of it.
Very interesting.
Oh, that's rude. How did I get less on my own question?
Yeah, what, Annika?
That's really depressing.
I voted so fast. I was like, Annika.
I need to work my way back into this game.
Yeah, you're falling behind.
Multi-select. What happens
Yeah.
here?
Oh,
Ooh.
I know this.
Oh,
Which two athletes love to practice?
it is bingo. Bango.
Okay.
I think I know this one.
Oh no! I looked at the wrong name and the wrong color. Oh,
Oh my God, Conrad.
Conrad, you don't know your own athlete.
Conrad.
I
This
do
is
know the
upsetting.
answer to this question. Ugh, this Kahoot
I'm
thing, it's
upset.
all complicated.
You're aging yourself. Oh no, I said wrong.
Yes.
Oh, what the heck?
How many people are in this
It's
game?
definitely
Yeah.
Did you
not
think it
about
was
you.
me, Maribel?
Oh,
What
you got
the
two
heck,
votes.
Madeline?
This is great.
I'm
I love
glad that people at least thought it was me. I
What?
appreciate that.
What races do you guys do at Belmont? If you guys
All
race
of
there?
our dual
all of
meets are
Okay.
Dual meet, state meet,
dual meets.
All of you
and
do.
occasionally our league meet.
Okay.
It's our home course.
It's a lot.
technically.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I ran there 30 times in high school. 30 plus times. That was my home course. I'm very familiar.
Nice.
I've never been to Belmont.
You should
You're
go.
missing out. It's the best course.
It's something else.
No.
Something else.
Yeah.
Annika,
Oh wow, I'm cooking
You're getting
you all
beat
now.
by Simon, Conrad.
I know. Well, I had that one right. It just ended up, and I hit the wrong music. My phone locked up.
Oh, I know
Oh.
this one.
Conrad, I think you should share.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Like, the lyrics to your song.
Sam, are you doing jumping jacks?
I can perform it.
Is this real? Is this a real thing?
Yes.
It's
Yes.
So
It's called
in our we've had these like film room Wednesdays, and they got a sneak peek at some of my old film stuff, and one of the clips they saw was a music video I made for a girlfriend in college.
That's great.
Ask him about his,
It's just awful. It's awful.
It is beautiful. It's
everyone
great.
should ask about his
I
application.
recommend.
Oh my gosh.
He really goes over his really superb abilities in that video. Just
But
recommend.
I'm stuck in New Jersey.
But I'm stuck in Camden, New Jersey.
That is fantastic.
Oh. I really enjoy that
Oh, yes.
Conrad's kids make fun of him. This makes me happy.
Oh, I think I might have gotten this one wrong too. I'm trying to go as quickly as possible. So I'm like looking at the screen, and I hit the wrong box on my phone.
I think we can deduce that Conrad does not know his athletes. Just saying.
I knew it was Madeline.
Are you surprised at all?
What the heck?
You're getting owned, Maribel.
Yeah, what the hell is this? Fool it.
Dude,
already
this
surpassed my
Kahoot is
expectations.
difficult.
Conrad, it is not.
It's like hard because all right, I'm doing it in a new way. I'm holding it up next to the screen.
Maybe Annika should be the coach. Maybe we should
Yeah.
just make Annika the
Yeah.
coach.
I don't know, Conrad. Kind of giving you a run for your money.
It's pain with friends. That sounds like. I think I got this one right.
Sounds like.
I will say I did this with one of my athletes a week or two ago, and I got them all wrong.
Go!
Yeah.
That was so
I did not realize that was so obvious.
I think it was when I saw your answer, Charlotte. I like giggled a little bit. I was like, "That's kind of cute."
It's pretty accurate.
Come on, that get me back. Yeah. Oh God, there's no way I'm winning this. I gotta really kick it in.
Like a miracle at this point.
I gotta kick it in.
Big kick.
Purgatory.
Descriptive. I like it.
Oh, what? Oh. I don't know.
I think I might have gotten this one wrong.
Oh, no, you definitely got it wrong. So I said you, Annika.
Ah!
Oh, and then I said Maribel, so I got it wrong.
Maribel. Ah!
Charlotte.
That's what it feels like for me to say.
I better not be in second now. This would be sad.
Purgatory.
It's great, right? I'm telling you, the answers were fantastic.
Charlotte's answers were on point.
All right, we gotta kick it in.
All right, last question.
I'm catching up.
Oh, Charlotte might make a comeback.
Yeah, this is a close
Close the
race.
gap.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay.
This is the last question. We need a bonus round.
Better be mine.
Oh crap.
Oh shit.
Well, we missed the most time.
I'm so sorry.
Oh crap. This is a multi-select? I'm just gonna say, yeah. This might kill me. This might do me in.
Wait. How can you have an all of the above with a multi-select? The most confusing thing in the world. I don't know.
Hey!
Greg,
That was
yeah.
all of them.
Did I get it right?
Yes.
Wait.
That is so unfair.
Trick question.
One of them.
Oh.
Wavelength.
Sam's just trying to trip us up. Unfair.
Ugh,
That was trippy.
whatever, Annika.
Yeah.
All right, Annika, you're now the new head coach.
New coach.
Congrats. I'm out.
Conrad out.
Beat by
Annika
Simon
in.
too, Conrad.
Simon has
You
hit
got
the
beat
same.
by Simon?
Simon has hit the same button 5 times,
Where's-
9 times. He did my C method of testing.
That's so funny.
Terrible idea.
But yeah, the last one I was just kind of like, you know what? I'm just gonna pick it all, forget it.
Man.
Those are
I
cute
appreciate it.
answers. Yeah, those are nice answers. For sure. So Annika is the new head coach of Germantown Friends.
Yeah, I've been effectively fired. So
Yeah, Conrad. Good luck moving forward. Well, that was really fun. Thank you guys for like filling out that survey, and for Sam for hooking up that Kahoot. Before we take off, like, it was great hearing about like your regular season, and then hearing about the Keithley meet, and you know how like difficult and like how awesome that day ended up turning out for you. Can I at least hear from our seniors like what you guys are planning on doing moving forward? I think we have 3 seniors here. Maribel,
Maribel can start.
I am hoping to run at Middlebury. I'm sort of still working on that, but I'd really like to run there and continue running at collegiate level. So that's what I'm hoping to do in college. If I can't run on the team, I will definitely keep running for sure, and I will absolutely continue to bug Conrad and Charlotte and Madeline and Annika and my entire team, most likely. And I want to become a Running Works coach too, because I've loved my Running Works coaches. They've been so fun. And I also want to come up with a good slide for, like, in the beginning when you go through all the slides. I think I have to put Belmont is, like, really, really harder than, like, all the other courses. So I think
okay.
The only reason.
It's perfect. All right, you'll be a shoo-in. We'll take you immediately for Running Works, definitely. Cool. Well, yeah. Best of luck next year. Yeah, can't wait to follow along here. Are there seniors?
Yeah, I can go. So I'm going to McGill in the fall in Montreal. And so I'm not planning on running for a team, but I'm hoping to maybe do some like join a club team, and maybe like train on my own. I've always kind of hoped to one day do a half marathon and maybe a marathon. So maybe college is my time to try that out and see if that works for me. Yeah, so I'm like kind of excited I love racing, but I'm also excited to sort of run for fun for a little bit, and maybe just, join a club team. It'll be good. Yeah.
Cool. That's awesome. Yeah. Can't wait to follow along with that as well. That's really cool. Charlotte, do you have you know what you're doing next year?
Yeah, so since I'll be in Dublin for the next 4 years theoretically, I'm not going to be running like for my university, but I'll probably be using running as like a way to explore the city and just kind of stay in shape. So I definitely want to keep running because it's it's a great thing to be doing. And so, but I won't be running like for my school, but I'll probably just keep at it. And I'll definitely come back and I want to come back and visit as much as possible. So
Cool, that's awesome, Dublin. That's gonna be so exciting. Yeah, that's really cool. Can't wait to hear about it. Hopefully, for Conrad and Annika, what are you guys thinking moving forward? Summer training, and I'm gonna take some notes if you have any suggestions, because you guys have been really good, and I don't know what to do. So please tell me.
Do you want me to take it, Annika? Do you want to go? You can go.
You can go. I mean, the training doc is created, but
Coach
I'm actually
Annika.
on my
Annika's the
week
coach
off.
now. So.
Oh, I'm the coach now. Oh,
Yeah, that's right.
yeah,
You're
that's
the coach.
right. I
What are we
already
doing?
forgot my responsibilities. Wow, I'm not very good at
Wow.
this.
You're 2 minutes in. You're already trying to not be the coach. I mean, maybe we need to
God.
relocate.
Maybe Conrad needs to come back. I mean, it's going to be a typical summer. It's going to be training for a cross-country season, whether, we're in person or not. Running's definitely a huge part of my summer. It has been for a very long time. So, I think we're incorporating a lot of new aspects that'll kind of, keep my volume up, but also not overwork certain things, like avoiding injuries because of, different surfaces or stuff like that. But Conrad probably knows more about it than I do at this point, because I'm on my first week off. I finished up my spring training on Friday. So, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, Conrad is, as much as I give him a hard time, Conrad is one of the best coaches I've ever met. So you should definitely trust him, and whatever he says makes a lot of sense. How do you feel about going into the summer, Conrad?
So this summer, we actually tried out some different ideas last summer. I don't know if the girls really recognized that we were doing a little bit of experimentation. This year, we're going to build off of that, and we're really going to be focusing on the Nike regional meet. Hopefully, that is something that will happen, and we'll have a full season. But for those that aren't familiar with it, it's basically a race to the top of a hill, and then you come back down. So there are some unique aspects to racing on that course. It sort of fits our strengths, and preparing for it really suits us with regard to our league meet this year is actually going to be at Pennypack Park, which is also pretty hilly. There's a course over in there. And then obviously our state meets at Belmont. So we're going to be incorporating some different type of hill work this year with a focus on running downhill as well, since that's a really large component for the Nike regional meet. But I mean, I'm just looking to hopefully get the team back together. So normally over the summer, we take a few trips. Last year, we went and ran at Homedale and then went to the beach afterwards. So when they all say that Belmont is harder than Homedale, they know firsthand because they ran at Homedale, and they're like, "This is a good course. It's not hard, but it's good." And I agree
fell
with
down
it.
and broke my Garmin there. So
Yeah, you did.
It took a piece of me with it, but
It's just a little bit of the bowl, right? That's what you call the big fit.
Yes.
It's the last little bit. Conrad was like, "This is all fine," and then you're gonna get to the top of this, and you're literally gonna feel like you have to go on all four. And we were like, "Yeah, okay, whatever." And I was wrong.
Did I lose you guys? Shoot.
Never.
Yeah, that's the truth. And then we're hoping that again, if we can take our trips again, that we'd go up to Bowdoin over the summer, do a run over there or work out on the course. That's something that we like to do. But just basically get everyone together, meet over at Belmont over the summer, get some work in over there, whatever the workout variety might be for that particular day. And to really, and I think the thing I think we all miss the most are long runs at the Wissahickon, where we normally get the whole squad together and then we get our brunch on afterwards. So
that's nice.
hopefully we can get that back rolling too, because that sucks that we haven't been able to do that, the old run and brunch.
That sounds really nice.
Conrad just likes free food. I'm convinced that's why he likes it. Is he wants to come to one of our houses and hang out for multiple hours and eat literally every pancake you will offer him.
Absolutely.
We'll start our long
Absolutely.
runs at like 9, but not leave someone's house until like 3 and eat a lot of
That's
pancakes.
Conrad.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a full day.
He's very
The
cheap.
whole day
Yeah.
excursion.
Keep an eye on him. Keep an eye on him. Don't let him stay in your house too long. He'll probably take food and stuff. So, that does sound really cool though. Sounds like, again, I mean, we've said this from the beginning. You guys are a really close team. It just kind of seems like that's at the very least, it's nice. It's nice to have like a close team like that. But I think at the very best, it's something that makes you run well at something like Keystone, where you don't really know where everyone is, or you don't know anything. It's like it's just such a crazy experience, and then, but the fact that you care about each other so much, you came within a couple points of winning the whole thing. Which is like a lot of people train just for that day. Like a lot of South Jersey teams were trying really hard to win, and you guys almost did that. Because I can kind of just tell that you guys care a lot about each other, which is really nice.
I think also, like, I will say this and then I will stop talking, but I also think a lot of the people on this team have had like not so great experiences at one point in their running career where they've had like really long stints of just like not being able to race well, not being able to do what they want to do. And I think that like this team, for all of the four of us, and like expanding beyond the four of us, I think this team is what has really kept us all rooted and has helped us all then have these really successful seasons. I mean, I know Annika has had, like, we've all had these tough times, and like, you know, she won Bob Kiesling. She said she has the fastest PR and fastest 5K time in GFS history. And like, I know for me, like, I never thought I would be able to run sub 21 in my life, and like had all these bad races, and just like to be able to do that. Like, the only reason I was able to really get through that is like, you know, like having Charlotte right there next to me. And like when I had a bad workout, she was like, I totally get it. Me too. And it was so nice to have those experiences. And I hope I speak for all of us when I say that I think that's really what we're going to remember, is not necessarily the times, but it's really about, for a lot of us, like what we've been through and how the team has really helped us through that. And we've gained these successes, and maybe it sounds not successful because we're getting second place, but that means a ton to our team, and the growth that we've had just means so much. I know to me and, you know, the other seniors, but also to Annika and all of the underclassmen. And I think that's really that's why I love our team. We're also really fast, and I think everyone's super successful in that way too.
That's so cool. Yeah, I mean, I kind of got that vibe from you guys, but just to hear Maribel like kind of really express that, I don't know. I mean, what more can you ask from a team than you just like you care about each other and you help each other do well? And like this has been such a weird year, I guess, after the winter, that just know that you have teammates that care about you, and you did your best because you had them around. I mean, what else? You know, we all miss running and everything, but you know, I don't know how to say it. How can you miss anything more than that? Like that one part there, you just know your teammates care about you. And we've been doing these interviews just to try to like kind of talk about running more, but I think that's probably better. You know what Maribel just said. That's probably we all miss the most, is just having your teammates that care about you and make you do your best. I don't know. I know coaches. As a coach, I know I feel that way too. That we just we miss you guys, and we miss having you guys push each other. It's just I feel inarticulate. I don't think I can say it, but that is really nice to hear, Maribel, and about this whole team. Yeah, you guys.
Annika, like all the underclassmen, they will carry this on. I think Conrad said we sort of had this transition, and I'm so thankful to have been a part of that. And, you know, me and Charlotte and Madeline were captains for 2 years, for juniors to seniors. And I know that came with some learning curves that we've all talked about. But, you know, for us, I think, you know, now we're just feeling like we're leaving this program in a better place than we found it. And I think that extends like so much further. Like when I was a freshman or a sophomore, the captains that I had and the people I had to look up to. And I know that that's really what our team is about, is just like keep trying to better the program. And I think that like that's what's always driven me, is like I want to help my team get better. I want to help improve this situation. And I think when you focus on that and not on the times or things like that, it just is going to lead you to so much more success. And I think that's what our team has found. And I know I'm 100% confident that it's what they will continue to find. Like next year when they start winning things, and it's going to be amazing. I know for all of the seniors, we're going to just be like so excited for that, because we know even if we're not there racing, you know, we played a small part in that. It's still, you know, our team, and we still feel connected to those people.
Yeah. All right, Annika, you got this. You got the whole alumni behind you.
Yeah, I mean, seriously. Yeah, I mean, I've been on the team with these girls since, you heard it from the beginning. I mean, Madeline was on the middle school team with me. Like, from day one, I've had these girls. And it is crazy that, they were captains for 2 years because we just didn't have a graduating class last year. Like, that just wasn't a thing. So, it's insane that, they're going, like, they're going to be out in the world doing their things. And I think we've talked about it already a ton, but we know on the team, and I think they know this about each other, that they're all going to do great things, and it's all great. And in terms of running, they've really changed the program. And for someone like me who is very individual, and like, it was always my times and my success that I felt like I needed to really like make that up to myself. With this team, they made that more, about the team, which for me is a huge transition. And I feel like they're leaving this team, in amazing shape. And I'm just super excited to see what they do, but also what our team can do once they're gone. So, yeah.
Cool. Yeah. I don't know. As a coach, I know we, our kids, they kind of just feed off of what was ahead of them. So it sounds like you have, at least on this call, and I'm sure more, we have 3 really great seniors that kind of led a great example, and you guys will feed off that. And I really do hope we see you guys, as a South Jersey guy, I hope I see you guys again at Kiesling. So, it is a nice time to see Conrad around, because, I don't know, Conrad's a great dude. So anytime I can see him is always good.
Oh, but, thanks, Pat.
Miss you, buddy.
Miss you too, man.
So, I honestly, this was a great interview. Conrad, I was really excited about this because I knew Conrad had told me how great you guys were. But it was just kind of really cool to like kind of hear from all of you. I think Kiesling was a really fun day. I was really excited to see you guys do well. I wish the best of you. Going forward. But thank you again so much for spending time to like talk to us. I am recording this, and it is going to go up on our website soon. So if any of your family or any of your friends that you want